Welcome back to another episode of Desi Return. Let's say you have decided to move to India or you finalized your plan. Timing the move is another critical factor for a lot of families who are living abroad. It is not simply packing your bags, booking your tickets, and flying back. It is aligning your life goals, family needs, and financial aspects to make sure the move is smooth. In this video, I'm going to talk about four key factors that you may want to consider when deciding on when you want to move to India. At the end, I'm going to talk about few tactical tips that would help you to make your move back to India smooth. Let's dive in. The first, family situations. Family dynamics often take the center stage when planning the move. If you're a family with kids, the age of the kids play a major factor. You want to move before the kids get into middle school, which gives them enough time to adapt to the new education system, making new friends, and so on. The earlier, the better. But as the kids gets older, the transition becomes hard as they are more rooted in the social and academic environment abroad. So the kids' age plays a major factor. We have seen families who have moved after kids have grown up when they are in college or they have their own careers. They spend time between India and abroad, or they have moved to India for good. On other hand, many had to decided to be with the aging parents who need support. This balancing act, the need of your children and your parents, is challenging, but understanding what matters most for your family helps in guiding the timing of the move on when you need to move. Overall, family dynamics plays a major role in deciding when you want to move back to India. The second category is immigration. Say you're a few years away from getting a permanent resident or a citizenship of the country where you are currently living. It might make sense to wait for a couple of years to get that permanent resident or citizenship because that could provide a safety net if for some reason things doesn't go as planned as in India. However, you don't want to wait too long as this could conflict with other priorities like kids adjustment, financial goals, your careers. So there is a important to find the right balance. Third, your financial goals. Moving to India with adequate savings can make the transition smooth. It provides a buffer or a corpus fund that allows to have a head start and have stress-free career or more flexibility in how you approach. So based on your lifestyle, based on where you are in your journey in the family, the corpus amount could change. And the most important factor is deciding what the corpus amount is. So, how much do you need for day-to-day living? What's the budget that you need for kids' education? How much you want to set aside for unexpected expenses? So, it all depends on your lifestyle, depending on your risk appetite. The corpus amount could change. Some people say it's 20x, it's 25x. It all at the end depends on your preference and lifestyle. Also, note this financial corpus fund or savings amount is a very slippery slope. Every time when you reach that goal, you might think, hey, you might need additional to maintain a different lifestyle. So be very particular about the lifestyle that you want to maintain and be specific about that amount and plan your savings investments accordingly to meet that goal. The next important factor is your career progression. It is another key factor in deciding when you want to make a move. Does your current role offer an option to do an internal transfer for a company in India? Or if you are in a role that's not very like a lot of opportunities in India, do you want to switch to a different career roles or do an MBA or get into leadership roles or kind of move from your current role to a different role within the company so that that provides more opportunities as you move back to India? Sometimes these steps could take some time. Thinking about your career plans, or do you want to work in a stressful environment, or what kind of roles you want to take? There is some planning that's required, and based on that, that has its own timeline on how long it will take. As we talk about, we have seen families where one spouse has decided to be in abroad while the other spouse and kids have moved to India. This is to compensate for some of the financial goals or career goals that a family might have while the kids are getting older. So people might have approached this option, and they might also have this as a pragmatic way to see how things work out and make sure they are not like uprooting themselves and moving back to India in one shot. So let's take a step back. When we consider all these different options, kids' age or parents, aging parents, this is the one that's not flexible at all. Finances, career, goals, these are flexible, but not the kids' age. The younger they are, it will be easy for them to adjust into a new culture, new environment, new academic um, program, and so on. So take into consideration of all these priorities and decide when is the right time to move, considering some of them are flexible, some of them you have to do when you have to do. And it's important to prioritize all these and see an option that balance out. Now let's talk about some tactical things. So once you've decided to move back to India, let's say in 2 years, 5 years, now let's talk about some specific month that you might want to move in a year. First, from an Indian taxation perspective, there are three different status: non-resident, a resident but not ordinary resident. There are a lot of tax planning that you can do in RNOR status. So you might want to plan your move so that you can maximize your RNOR status for up to 3 years. You can check out our video to get more information about this RNOR status, some of the benefits that you have, and you can plan your move accordingly. Second, the country where you are living, you can be a resident or a non-resident from a tax perspective. And based on that, there are certain tax exemptions, some deductions that you can achieve if you're a resident. So based on that, you can plan on when you also want to move. Another factor is weather. Adjusting for your kids and family when you move during the peak summer. Does it make sense to move a bit early or a bit later so that they don't have to go through this peak summer when you make the move? They might lose a couple of months in the academic year, but some people have considered that as an important factor on when to move to India. So these are some of the tactical tips on you can decide on a given month when you want to move once you have a plan on a 3 year, 5 year, 2 year, or 1 year, whatever it is that can help in making the transition smooth. Timing the move to India is never a perfect, but it's balancing out what works best for the family. Align your decisions based on your priorities, plan ahead, and approach the move with confidence. If you're planning to move or you have already moved, if you have any questions or comments, please share your thoughts in the comment sections below.